again, my name is Amochi and today we're going to be talking about 5 upcoming cozy games that you've probably never heard of. Just to let you know, before we get started, all the games I mentioned can currently be wishlisted on Kickstarter. As well as this, all the links for the games and the developers will be in the description, so please go and show them some love. So for each of the games that I talk about today, I have made a risk section, and this is basically a little section that talks about the risks of pledging to a game on Kickstarter. These are my own personal opinions and analysis from researching these games and the devs, so just take it with a pinch of salt. I'm not giving financial advice, okay? In addition, I just want to say that when the Kickstarters go live, they will have their own risk page, so definitely check that out if you're considering pledging. I feel like this is something I have to mention in a video talking about Kickstarter games. People don't talk about the risks enough. I've seen so many people say they've gotten burnt pledging on Kickstarter, so just please be careful when you're pledging and do your own research. I also recommend pledging the lower amount. Favorite games are Kickstarter funded, for example Coral Island, Sunhaven, just to name a few, but please note that this is not always the case. Sometimes these Kickstarter funded games just never see the light of day, so please do your own research and be aware of this. First off, in no particular order, is Humblets. I'm actually really excited about this one. Humblets is a cozy survival game set in a fancy open world, and it has both single player and multiplayer options. I absolutely love the look of this game. It looks like something I could just sink hours into, both by myself and with my partner, and I will definitely be back in this game when the Kickstarter goes live, although there is no date so far. It's been inspired by games such as Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley, but also games like Valheim and Baldur's Gate. The gameplay style consists of exploration, survival, with elements of decoration and combat. I myself see it as a cozier version of Minecraft, and I am definitely looking forward to playing it. The first section that I want to talk about for Humblets is customization. Humblets offers so much customization for your character, to your backpack, to even your portable house tent. Character creation allows players to choose from a range of fancy features and traits. For example, you can have elf ears, horns, or even a tail on your character. The backpacks can be customized as well. They have a variety of attachments such as little potions and cooking utensils, which you can find throughout the world, and they also come in a range of color options. The next section I want to talk about for Humblets is gameplay. Humblets have a variety of gameplay teasers on their TikTok, which I have linked in the description below, so you can go check that out. And I have created some of my favorites to show you. First on the list is romance. The devs have teased that they are currently designing a romance system. In this romance system, players can romance and go on dates with the NPCs they find throughout the world. It seems it'll work similar to our well-known favorites, where you just converse and gift to gain friendship points. It's also unconfirmed whether there will be co-op romance like in Stardew Valley, where you can marry other players, but I would definitely like to see this feature. The next gameplay mechanic I want to talk about is NPC shops. During exploration, you can come across many types of NPC shops and houses, and so far the devs have teased this adorable teapot. It's a shop where you can buy and sell herbs and teas, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more teas in the near future. Another gameplay mechanic in Humblets is cooking. The devs have currently teased a cooking system for the game, which may involve a minigame to determine meal quality. This has been seen before in games like Palia, where how well you perform on the minigame will determine the number of stars or rank or quality of your meal, and therefore it will determine its sell price and how many points it's worth. So far, cooking can be utilised by building a campfire and requires players to have unlocked the recipes and also collected the ingredients. The devs have promised to include lots of recipes and have stated that some of these will give you different buffs. Now I want to move on to some more unique gameplay features which I haven't really seen before in cozy games. First of all, your house in this game is a tent. It is an enchanted and customizable portable tent which your character will carry around in their backpack. The inside can be customized with a variety of furniture, and then you can take your home on the go while exploring. This is a massive quality of life upgrade in comparison to other survival exploration games. For example, when I'm playing Minecraft, it is always annoying to make the long trek home after you've been exploring, or even worse, you can get lost. In Humblets, this will never happen, and it also means that when you find a nice, new, better location, you don't have to leave behind that house that you worked so hard on. You can just take it with you. It's brilliant. Next on the list for gameplay features that are kind of unique to Humblets is pets. I know a lot of other games have pets, but the way that they do it in Humblets is something that I haven't seen before. In Humblets, each Humblet has a cute pet, very standard, and it follows them around. Again, standard. However, in addition to looking adorable, these pets can be controlled and used to scout ahead. This is a feature I'm really excited about because not very many games allow you to play from the perspective of your animals. The feature that I've only really noticed in Everdream Valley and Minico's Night Market, if you count being able to play as Nico. The next feature, kind of a boring one I suppose, but it's something that I thought was really cute. An attention to detail mechanic, if you will. The Firefly Lantern. In Humblets, rather than having accessories which produce light, for example the glow rings in Stardew Valley, which when equipped you get light around your character, your Humblet can create a Firefly Lantern. The player must catch the fireflies to fill the lantern to increase its brightness, and over time the fireflies can escape, causing the lantern to dim. That is such a cute little attention to detail. The other beautiful quality of life feature is that the lantern can be strapped to your backpack so you can equip other tools. As for the platforms for Humblets, the devs haven't really said much in terms of the platform. I think we can safely assume that this game will have a Steam release. My personal speculation, this is not confirmed, is that console may be a Kickstarter stretch goal, as we tend to see this a lot, but also there is no date set for the Kickstarter campaign, although you can wishlist it to get notified when it goes live, so I guess we shall see. As for the risk of pledging to Humblets, the devs seem genuine so far. They are very active on their social media and they have a lot to show of the game. They are also very responsive to questions on their Discord. As a member of their Discord, they get back to you quite quickly. However, this does seem to be their first big project as a couple. They have stated that they've worked as part of teams on other projects, but this seems to be their first solo development. Nevertheless, they do seem to know what they're doing. They have beautiful 3D art, and the gameplay that I have seen so far showcased in their TikToks and Reels seems very smooth. Next on the list is Madam Fifi's Bakery, and I'm not gonna lie, you may have seen this one because the devs are very active on their socials, but I still haven't seen it talked about enough in the cozy gaming community, so I've included it on this list. This one actually already has a Steam page, so you can also wishlist it over there, and it is inspired by games such as Good Pizza, Great Pizza, Coffee Talk, and Themba, so if you enjoyed those, definitely consider checking this one out. Madam Fifi's is a single-player 2D baking game where you play as a Madam Fifi to make lots of unique, cute pastries from all over the world and serve them to adorable animal townsfolk. The catch is that each customer has their own unique taste preferences, which are not explicitly stated. You have to figure them out, kind of like a baking detective. After her grandmother's passing, Madam Fifi feels called to pack her bags and move back to her grandmother's hometown. She decides to turn the house that she inherited from her grandmother into a bakery. You must cater to the friendly animal townsfolk's unique taste preferences and interpret her grandmother's recipe book. In terms of the gameplay for Madam Fifi, you just bake cute pastries through a variety of mini games. Some of them are cutting, the oven, mixing and decorating, which I'm most excited about, and the performance in these mini games will dictate the quality of your pastry, and the order in which you do these mini games can also be customized to have different recipes and outcomes. The game is very narrative heavy and story based, and story progression requires the player to befriend their customers. Additionally, there is a challenge of discovering what the customers want from their vague requests. Overall, the gameplay seems quite similar to Coffee Talk or Valhalla if you've played that one, but with an emphasis on baking rather than drink making. Obviously, Coffee Talk is coffee, Valhalla is alcoholic beverages. So if you enjoyed these narrative-based games, almost visual novel, you may want to give this one a wish list. This game has no monetary system and instead emphasizes the formation of relationships with your customers, which is how you progress in the story. It also advertises a stress-free experience, so there's no time pressures and you can't even burn your pastries. Another goal for the player throughout this game is to restore Fifi's grandmother's recipe book, and you can do this by mixing additional ingredients, reordering the minigame steps to discover new recipes, as well as listening to your customers to find out their favourite pastries. Next, let's get into the characters of Madam Fifi's Bakery. So far, the devs have showcased 4 customers, and although more will definitely be coming soon as we know the Kickstarter campaign date, so far we have Darla the Gardener Rabbit, Jasmine the Florist Deer, Mealy the Rockstar Porcupine, and Timothy the Chipmunk Carpenter. As for platforms, so far this game has been confirmed for PC on Steam, and the devs have mentioned a Nintendo Switch and mobile port being included in the Kickstarter stretch goals, and Switch release will be prioritised before mobile. Currently the Steam page does not list controller support, but this may be added upon final release. And in addition, which I'm very happy about, the Steam page lists very low system requirements, so this game is more accessible to budget PC gamers, myself, with lower end setups. Devs have mentioned the price point of this game will be around that of similar games like Themba, Lemon Cake, Unpacking, so it's roughly around £20. As for the Kickstarter, we do have a date for when it will go live, which is the 15th of July, and at the same time a demo will be releasing on Steam. If you're thinking about pledging this game, definitely check out the demo first and see if you enjoy it. As for the risk of pledging to this Kickstarter, this is the team's first project and it's actually part of their final project for university, so they don't have much experience. However, they are releasing a demo, so you can actually check out some of the game before you pledge, so there's a bit less risk in that respect. They also seem very genuine, nice people, and they're very active on their social media, so in terms of running away with the money, I really don't think that's going to happen. Their only concern is the lack of experience, so do what you will with that information. Next on the list is Outbound. I'm really excited about this one. This is made by the creators of Above Snakes. I really enjoyed this game personally, so I'm expecting good things. This one also has a Steam page, so you can go and wishlist it over there to show the devs some support, and this is another one that I'm super excited about. I'm like in my survival craft era apparently, and I'll definitely be pledging when the campaign comes out. Outbound is a single player open world survival craft exploration game set in a utopian future. It emphasizes sustainable living as you travel the world in your upgradable and customizable electric camper van whilst living off the grid. As for multiplayer, it is being considered, but it hasn't been promised. I'm really hoping that we do get a multiplayer for this game, maybe as a Kickstarter stretch goal, because I think it will be super fun to play co-op with your friends or your partner. In this game, you will scavenge materials, craft, automate your production, and most importantly, build in and on top of your van using a modular system. Survive by crafting workstations and power supplies using renewable sources, energy such as solar, wind, or water. Adapt to new landscapes and changing environmental conditions. This game leans into the current popularity of solar punk style games, for example Loftier, which promotes sustainable living, protecting the environment, and I am just all for this. I love it. The thing I want to talk about for Outbound is the gameplay. It seems to involve discovering and upgrading your sustainable energy sources to fuel your van, and they've already mentioned that solar, wind, and water energy will be options that you can utilize. You can upgrade your van using this modular system of additions, and you can also customize with paint and furniture. This game also involves a gardening system, and you can forage seeds and grow your own plants, which can then be used in a cooking system to replenish your hunger. This game involves a lot of crafting, and later on in the game you can automate it, which is great because I am super lazy. The main gameplay aspect other than surviving is exploration. The game features a colourful open world variety of biomes, resources, and also there is some secrets to uncover. Overall, the gameplay style and also the fact that this is a first-person perspective game kind of reminds me of Raft, but obviously a cozier version with no sharks. So if you enjoyed Raft, if you've played it, this might be right up your alley. As for platforms, this game is currently listed on Steam for Windows with controller support, although I'm not sure about Mac and console support. Those have not been confirmed. Console may be a Kickstarter stretch goal. This tends to be the case with crowdfunded games, so look out for that when the campaign launches if you're a console gamer. As for risk with Outbound, I feel like there's minimal risk pledging towards this game because this is not Square Glade Games' first Kickstarter game. I would recommend playing their other game, Above Snakes, and making sure that their game style is something that you enjoy before you put any money into this new Kickstarter game. This is just my opinion though, but I feel like playing a dev team's other games will give you an idea of what their future games will be like and if it's something you're interested in. So maybe, I think Above Snakes does have a demo, but don't quote me on this. So just check out that other game. Next on the list is Tiny Garden. Again, this one you may have heard of as I've seen a few social media posts about this game, but I haven't really seen it in many videos. This one also has a Steam page, so go wishlist if you're interested and want to show the devs some love. Tiny Garden is a relaxing game where you will build a magical garden inside a nostalgic 90s toy from your childhood. You can plant plastic veggies and pull the mechanical crank to watch them grow. Then you can trade them for furniture and other seeds to decorate your garden and your tiny toys at home. Some plants will change the soil type. For example, planting a cactus will change the surrounding land to desert, bushes will spread grass, and fountains flood the terrain. To me, this game feels like the love child of Garden Galaxy and Polly Pocket, with a combination of decorative items to discover, but also the mechanical crank to grow your plants, and it's set in like a Polly Pocket style toy set. As for platforms, this game is currently listed on Steam for Windows, and I have also saw on their Twitter a possible Switch release, although I don't think they've confirmed it, so we shall see. Maybe a stretch goal again. As for the risk of this game, this is a relatively new indie studio, and I was stalking their Twitter and it did seem like they were developing a wrestling game called Wrestling Story, but that hasn't seemed to have seen the light of day. They don't post about it anymore and I couldn't find a Steam page for it. But this game does have have a trailer on the Wholesome Games channel. Don't know if that gives it any credibility, not gonna lie, but they have mentioned it. And these guys are quite consistent with posting about this game, and it does have a Steam page, which if you didn't know, it actually costs money to set up a Steam page for your game, so that does show some commitment. But take this one with a pinch of salt because it does seem to be their first game, and the wrestling story has kind of questioned my faith in whether these people are reliable, because that just doesn't seem to have seen the light of day. Last but not least, we have Hotel Galactic. I'm really excited for this one because it is a Ghibli-inspired, astronomical, set in space hotel management game. First off, I absolutely love Spirited Away, which is what this game is based off of. It is one of my favourite movies, and I also love a management game, so this is right up my alley. I feel like I will definitely be pledging to the Kickstarter because I really want to see this game happen. And this one also has a Steam page, so go and give it a wishlist on there. In this game, you get to transform a rundown intergalactic inn to build a thriving new tourist destination of your dreams, and oversee and unite your staff to forge a quirky family. You can also make new friends as you explore a wholesomely nostalgic world and embrace the creative process, experiment with new ideas, and watch as your hotel thrives under your care. In this 2.5D cozy management sim, you can build, design, and run your own intergalactic inn full of adorable species and guests from all over the universe. Serve, entertain, and cook custom dishes for a charming cast of wandering alien travelers under the watchful eye of GPC's minions. We don't really know who they are, but they do seem to be mentioned at the end of the teaser release trailer, and they are kind of giving Star Wars Empire vibes, so I'm not really sure what's going on with them, but I feel like they're going to be our villains. The first gameplay mechanic I want to talk about is building. In this game, you get to express your creative vision as you design and customize every aspect of your hotel. This game uses a modular building system, kind of reminiscent of Spiritfarer, where you piece all the rooms together on your boat, and basically the goal is to construct a unique and dreamlike hotel. You get to renovate your rooms and match the furniture to your guest taste, which is kind of interesting to me. You can take care of all elements from room layout to decoration choice, so everything is fully customizable and up to you. The next gameplay mechanic I want to talk about is management. This game seems to have some strategy elements. It is a management game, so you have to optimize your hotel layout for the best flow, ensuring that both your guests and your staff can get to their destinations efficiently. Experienced players can strategically pick and choose the right items and decorations to meet the ever-evolving demands of a growing pool of visitors, constantly updating the hotel to stay ahead of trends and preferences. That sounds quite interesting to me, the concept of staying up to date with the trends. You can also set deliberate action priorities and create new tasks, and also drag and drop your people where you need them to be. The next thing I want to talk about is the island that this game is set on, and also a little bit about the cooking mechanic. So the hotel envisioned by Grandpa Gustav, who is your dead grandpa who has left this hotel to you. Are we surprised that there's a dead granddad that you're inheriting things from? No. No, we're not. This hotel sits on a magical floating island drifting through the vast expanse of space, and you can engage with the island's ecosystem by harvesting many odd resources that are scattered around the green fields, restore the pathway leading to the pasture, and then you can populate it with new alien plants and cute animals. You can also collect various ingredients and products and turn them into tasty dishes using the unique cooking system, which we haven't really heard much about, so we shall see. The next gameplay mechanic I want to talk about for Hotel Galactic is the friendship mechanic. So there is a cast of quirky and endearing characters, and we are led around this storyline by our ghosty tour guide, which is Grandpa Gustav, and we get to hire and manage a diverse crew of alien companions, and each has their own special abilities and traits. And you also get to watch generations of workers pass down their knowledge and skills to new hires, so you get to manage your hotel over time and watch it develop. You can also forge friendship with your guests and learn their stories and make your hotel feel like a true home. Again, this reminds me of Spiritfarer, where you learn your guests' backgrounds as you transport them to the afterlife, and you learn how they died and what their life was like. It's nostalgic of that to me. The last gameplay mechanic I want to talk about for this one is the crafting mechanic. So you actually use your smartest staff to craft and research new tools, equipment, and technologies for the hotel's development. You can improve the pipeline and uncover new resources to make sure that you always have enough supplies. Adapt the hotel to various kinds of guests, as each one will allow you to unlock different research branches in a kind of skills tree, I'm assuming. And later on, you can dive into the spooky underground complex to discover new materials, creatures, and expand the construction space. As for platforms, not much has been mentioned, but again, I feel like assuming a Steam release is a safe bet. As well as this, a lot of Ancient Forge's other games are on PC. Console hasn't been mentioned, but again, it may be a Kickstarter stretch goal, so look out for that. And as for the Kickstarter, it will be launching this July. For the risks for this game in terms of pledging to the Kickstarter, this game is being developed by Ancient Forge Studio. These guys have made many other games, such as the Tenants and the Constructors. All of these are also management style games, so they are not new to this at all, so I feel like there is minimal risk. The devs are competent and they have made other games. It's not just some one-off project that might be left unfinished after funding, so I feel like there is minimal risk for this one. Hi, Editing M here. I just wanted to add that Hotel Galactic is currently running a giveaway on their website, which is linked in the description, where you can win a Steam Deck and also different tiers to their Kickstarter with different rewards. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. I just wanted to give a cheeky shout out to Sugardew Island, a cozy farming game that's main unique feature is that you manage your shop where you sell your produce. I didn't notice this game while I was initially making my list for this video, and for the sake of length, I'm just gonna give it a quick mention. But its Kickstarter is currently live, so if that is something that interests you, I have linked it in the description. Hopefully you didn't know at least one of these games, and now you have something new to look forward to. If there's any underrated upcoming cozy games that you think I've missed, then feel free to let me know in the comments and I will give them a pin. Thank you so much for watching, and if you found this video entertaining or informative, then please consider giving a like and subscribing to the channel because it really helps. Thank you so much and have a lovely rest of your day/night.